Yeah, I'm a dad going through divorce. I'm also an alcoholic, and I knew I needed to fix that, and I knew I needed to be there for my daughter. I was sitting one night in a rehab facility, looking at the big book, um, trying to figure out why I kept getting into this situation and what I could do to fix it. That was my intention. That's why I raised my hand and said, I need help, because I knew I couldn't do it on my own. And I'd been in and out of different rooms, AA rooms, for, the first time was 20 years ago. And I always kind of compared myself out or saw the God part, and because of that, couldn't bring myself to accepting that this could be a way that would work for me. And ultimately that got me to where I was at 2 a.m. sitting on a leather chair outside of a nurse's office reading an AA book. And I made a conscious effort, well, if they think God is the way to do it, why don't I try? I was kind of a recovering Catholic, so I had the God beaten out of me. But I did know that I had a daughter who loved me, and a daughter who I cared for very well her entire life, but due to the divorce and whatnot, just was not there for her right now, and I needed to fix that. So I wanted to look at my life and say, what kept me around outside of my daughter? What gave me purpose or life? And for me, truthfully, it was hunting. Throughout my entire life, the changing of the seasons, the flying of the birds brought me life. It was the elixir of life for me, for lack of a better word. So I said, you know what, let's make it the birds, right? Let's make it the ducks, change the seasons, what have you. So as we're talking about this, was it God or was it a coincidence? I'm going to talk you through some of those things. That was it God or was it coincidence? But after making that decision, hey, it's going to be the birds, I walked out to feed the goats, and the first thing that flew over me that morning at sunrise was a wood duck. It's the time of day they fly. Could be a coincidence. My Eagle Scout project, I built wood duck nesting boxes and donated them to Ducks Unlimited. Was it God or a coincidence, or did I just like duck hunting? But there's little moments like that are connections to God or to nature or to the world around me that I was blind to. And the first time I got back to New York after going to this rehab facility, I picked up my daughter and got to the hotel because, paying for a mortgage, but can't live in that house. Got to the hotel, and when I got out of the car, geese started honking. And when I say to my daughter, who I love very much, every time we hear ducks or geese, that's God talking to us. Now, I can choose to listen to God, and take that as an omen or a moment to reflect on, a new life I'm starting. Or I can say it's a coincidence and keep doing life the way I had. I'm choosing to say it's God. So I'm just going to keep talking to y'all about what my, was it God or was it a coincidence moments. And as we go through this lovely journey of dadding, divorcing, and ducks, I guess. So thanks, guys.